I just want to start off by giving a big shout out to Anton Pictures and John, is it?
That's what's up.
John, for
Shout out.
setting up
Shout
the
out.
podcast. Today we have our executive producer and sponsor of the show, Markus Matussek, all the way from Germany.
What's up, everybody? Hey.
What's up, Marcus? And of
Hey.
course we have Zeb Green, another sponsor of the show, a producer and a local comic here in Austin.
Yo, people.
What's up, Zeb? How we doing?
What's up?
I'm all right.
My name's Caleb Silvers. I basically am mostly just known for hosting the Rapolo's open mic right by the Mothership in Austin, Texas. And we've been trying to get a little podcast thing started for a while now.
Yeah, that's true. For a while, man. Yeah.
so
quite the battle, right? Yeah.
we were able to finally get something set up.
Yeah.
So I guess if you guys just want to start, Marcus, tell us a little bit about yourself,
Yeah.
how you found yourself in Austin, and what you've been up to.
Yeah, to put it quite simple and short, Joe Rogan is the main reason why I came here.
Same.
As for basically all the comedians who come here, he's the main reason. I heard many great things about Austin. I listen a lot to Joe Rogan, and I, out of personal reasons, said to myself, well, I'm kind of feeling that the walls are coming closer here in this country where I'm living at, which is Germany, and I just don't feel, for a longer time, I have not felt so welcomed or so well anymore in that country, and I always dreamed and imagined already multiple years ago how it would be like to live in the US, since I even have the possibility because I'm also dual citizen. I was born in the US, and I wanted to check out Austin, Texas, because it's something it's Texas, first of all, so it's something completely different. Many people have all the different imaginations, thoughts when it comes to Texas, you know.
Sure.
And yeah, it's great. It has been great.
I will
Yeah.
say it's been a fucking pleasure having you. And
Thank
you know,
you, man.
Austin is notorious for welcoming misfits and people who don't fit in.
That's what I
Keep it
feel, and
weird,
that's
yeah.
what I love so much about this.
So,
Yeah, I love
you're,
it, bro.
You've
I
been
love
you're a very welcome guest as far as I'm concerned. We had a lot of fun.
I am not.
No, Zeb.
it. Zeb is not. Fuck you,
Yeah,
Zeb.
fuck you,
Get
Zeb.
the hell
Go
out
home.
of here. No,
Go
y'all go home.
Yeah,
Zeb, where are you from?
Wherever I want to be.
yeah, that's what's up, man.
I was born in Arkansas, but I lived a long time in a small town called Palestine, Texas, which is about 3 hours north of Austin.
Palestine, Texas.
Palestine.
Jesus
That's-
Christ. What the
Palestine.
No, that's my dumb joke. 'Cause my full name is Zebulon, and
Yeah.
as y'all can see, I rock a full beard.
Zebulon
I'm
from Palestine?
I'm from Palestine. I got to be on a watch list somewhere. And then they see me, and they're like, "Well, I
I
don't know."
love that. Yeah.
so-
Oh, that's cool. That's funny, man. Yeah, that's funny, bro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stupid,
How long have you been in Austin, Zeb?
but since February.
February, and you moved out here for the comedy scene and everything?
Yeah, so I was 43. I'm now 44, but when I was 43 when I moved here. It took me a long time to finally chase my dream of doing comedy. I just had a lot of life circumstances, different things. But yeah, same reason, just city close to me. And then I've always wanted to do comedy, and I was like, man, either now or never.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
And
Fuck
so,
yeah.
and the first time I ever did comedy was on Kill Tony, which was crazy.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
How long ago was that? February?
February 13th.
Oh,
Man,
so
tell
you
me
got-
about that, bro. Tell me about that.
Yeah,
Tell me
how was
about
it?
that. How was that, bro?
So it was good. There was a lot going on in my life, so I wasn't in like a good mental space. And then,
Yeah.
as y'all know from, and that's why y'all can see on the podcast, I'm sitting in this lovely chair. My back's torn up, so I'm in a lot of pain all the time and stuff. And so that day, that was the day I moved down here, and it just happened to be on a Monday. And so, mentally and physically, I was spent. And then, of course, my name got called, and so I walked up there. I didn't think I was nervous, and I felt good. And then I said a couple jokes, and then I have a joke about D. Madness, who, for those that don't know, he's the bass player who's blind on Kill Tony.
Sure.
And I said the joke wrong. I'll repeat the joke because it's online for everybody to see. But basically, because D. Madness is blind, so I was going to say I'm so hefty that that D. Madness could see that I was fat or he knew I was fat when I walked up here. Because he felt a shift in the seismic activity. And but I said, and I was so new, I said, I'm so fat, but I wanted to say hefty first. And so then after that, I started losing my breath. But I kept fighting through it, and I got through. I think my set was all right for the first time, and then I had a really good interview, and
Cool.
I got a roast at the end.
What episode was that?
That was $598 with Brian Moses and Ty Rivera.
And it was still at the Vulcan,
It was
right?
still the Vulcan. It was like
That
3
opened up
weeks
at
or
Mothership.
4 weeks before they moved to Mothership. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Marcus, you got on the Mothership open mic the first time you signed up for it.
Yeah, well,
You got to do 3 minutes.
the second time. I signed up once.
Did you sign up for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I signed up once when I directly came to Austin the first week on Monday. I signed up on both venues. However, last week, it was the venue that I luckily got picked for, or picked on. No, I think that's a wrong word. But Kill Tony, of course, like all the others, applied but did not get picked.
Didn't quite make the cut
Nah,
on Kill Tony.
it's fine. It's the game. That's totally okay. I respect and understand that. But and
If it makes you feel any better, I've been here 6 months and still haven't gotten on it.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say. So we kind of said where we were from. You didn't get a chance to say where you came from and all that. So.
Okay, I'm from north of Atlanta, 45 minutes north of Atlanta. Getting into the Appalachian Mountains. The town I grew up in is called the First Mountain City, so it's
Nice.
basically hills.
My mom called me the first mountain child because I was so big. So.
Nice, the first mountain child. But relatively small town. 45 minutes from Atlanta, so the comedy scene was just shit.
Right.
Even though I've heard a lot of good things about
Atlanta,
yeah, I've heard.
probably seen the shit, huh?
Well, I've heard it's good, but in my experience, it wasn't that great. There was only a couple of clubs, and there's like 6-8 weeks just to book the open mics, and then just a lot of random shit mics around that are hard to get to. From where I was at, so I never. I started comedy in 2012, and obviously it hasn't went at all like I thought it was going to go. I thought I would just be an instant fucking celebrity, and now I can barely write a goddamn joke. These days. 10, 12 years later, but I'm feeling it out. I love the energy, and it was basically Joe Rogan that got me here as well. I visited the Comedy Store in LA in 2019 in April, and I was just absolutely fucking blown away by it. I saw Joe, I met Tony, Red Band, a couple other people, and I just thought, I have to get back out there. So my dumb ass comes home, takes out this huge like $8,000 loan to move to LA. And then I sit there, I quit my job, and then sit in my apartment for like 2 months, freaking the fuck out. Like I didn't think I had enough money. I was like, I was scared to leave my $500 2-bedroom comfy little apartment I'd have been in for 7 years. So basically, I pussed out and just spent the money paying bills and shit, and whatever, and wound up fucking my credit completely. And then so I basically wasn't able to go out there, and then the pandemic hit. In 2020, so it. Moved here, and it was a hell of a lot closer of a drive, so I came out and checked it out a lot back in 2021. I went back and forth from Georgia and Louisiana a lot, and I loved it. Couldn't wait to get back here, and I had to go deal with a DUI for like a year and a half in Georgia, which was stupid. I should have just ran, goddamn cocksuckers. But like 3 months in jail, fucking 4 piss tests a fucking month, fucking idiots. But anyway, so I went and dealt with that shit, and then I just got back in March. So March 16th, I've been back, and it's been a blast. I mean, such a great community. The comedy community is fucking unbelievable here. And I meet cool people like Markus all the time. So
thanks, I appreciate you, buddy.
We have a great comedy tourism thing going on here. So a lot of cool Europeans come through, and I'm just instantly attracted to them for some reason. I don't know.
Oh
why.
yeah, you are, man.
Yeah, especially the cute ones like him. I've had my fucking hand in his back pocket ever since he got here. Basically, no, we've been having a great time. He's going to come back. Markus is coming back in 6 months to go to college at Texas University.
No, in 2 years. Bro.
Oh, in 2 years.
I first got to have my residency status, and who knows what will happen in that year, man. Like, that is most definitely the plan, or it has been like one of the main goals coming here to check that out as well. Because I got for the ones watching who may ask themselves, I got a undergraduate in psychology. In the last 2 years, I've been working in a foster home for hard to raise and neglected children. And now, or after these experiences I've gathered in my personal life area, I wanted to further in-depthen my knowledge about basically the human psyche and psychology, because I'm just very interested in the human, and I'm also very much interested in helping him. This is basically what I've signed up for. I'm studying psychology and working in a foster home, and I try to further on engage in that area line type of work. So I hope I'm phrasing this correctly. In these social, psychological spheres, what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I want to learn more. I want to, further enhance my skills, so to say. So I think America, especially here, is a good opportunity and chance. But man, first I gotta have my residency status and tuition set. But because 80K, bro, this is no, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm not shitting bricks,
So,
bro, even though I'm
basically-
from Germany, man. This is, bro,
basically
it's a
the way
lot
it
of
works
money,
is
bro.
in order for Marcus to go to the University of Texas, he has to be a Texas resident for how long? 6 months to a year?
Yeah, 6 months to a year.
Or
So-
else
so
his
exactly.
tuition is about 40% more expensive.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
$80,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of
They
money.
make that type of a difference here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So it's first working for me, but I love that. Want to work anyways first, man. I want to get in tuned a little bit with then the living situation, so to say, here in Austin, Texas. I mean, I've been here for 1 whole month. I've been around and up and about, but I mean, still, like, getting set into the city, and that's why it's good to first have a job anyways and work somewhere. So where that will be, I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll see.
And Zeb, what the fuck have you been up to? Oh, well, you're on SSI, right, or something?
Yeah, I'm on Social Security Disability.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is not bad, right? I mean, it's something.
Yeah, it's something I can survive. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hell
so-
yeah. Pay your rent.
Yeah, pay my
You
rent
got a
and,
decent little place here.
Mhm.
I'm so jealous. I want one of these rooms up here.
Yeah.
I already got kicked out from across the street for
Right.
being a drunk asshole. But
Well, yeah, what happened, man? Tell me
was-
about that story, man. I
that's-
don't know the real background. Why did you get
it's actually
kicked
a
out?
really long story, and it's kind of fucking stupid.
Scale it before you blow up the microphone a bit.
How is that? Good. So, okay, basically 2 weeks after I moved here, one of the roommates, I lived above Chupacabra, which is kind of like this, but it's more, there's no living room and there's just 10 bedrooms, and then like 2 toilet rooms and 2 shower rooms and a kitchen, and washer and dryer. And I had to, signed a lease. It was a month-to-month thing. And I'd been here for 2 weeks, and I noticed this guy coming in the front door, a young, sort of cute guy, And so, of course, I was like, what up, And he had a key and everything, and he was coming in. And so we just sort of wound up hanging out. We went to the liquor store, started drinking, having a good time, just bullshitting. And, God, this is a long fucking story. Anyway, the motherfucker, I let him use my phone, which is a big mistake. I get the phone back. I've got a bunch of like fraud alert shit from Cash App and my debit card thing.
Nah.
And so he had been moving money out. Basically, it was like $300, but it was all I had, and it was going towards rent and everything.
Fuck.
So anyway, I see it and I confront him about it, and he basically just beats the shit out of me. Like, that's how I got this scar right here under my eye.
Show me.
Right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It just had me bleeding on the roof at Chupacabra, right? And come to find out, he didn't live there. He was hanging out with George, this gay black guy that lived in the first room.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Right, and so I'm talking to George, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened to with your friend? And he just didn't believe me. He was all cavalier. He's like, no, he didn't. He'd have a better excuse, whatever. I wound up calling the police, going to the hospital, getting fucking glued back up. The cops didn't care, They kept asking me about his fucking what he looked like and shit, and I'm like, dude, he was white, fucking jumped on a white bicycle. I don't know what else to tell you,
Right.
I didn't even know his name. So anyway, come to find out, the next morning he got arrested that night for stealing a car and having some kind of Schedule 1 narcotic on him. So he just went nuts, I guess. But anyway,
Well, you had $300 to spend.
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days.
So, long story short, 2 months later, I'm drinking again. I'm drinking. I'm hanging out. And I don't know if I had like a flashback or what, but I think the same guy was coming through the roof again and like hit me in the face with the door. Now, I could have just hit my face, but I swear to God, I had a full-on fucking flashback. Like, I saw this dude. So, I don't know if he ran down the stairs or what. Anyway, I flip the fuck out and just start screaming, faggot, faggot. I'm gonna you fucking faggot at 4 o'clock in the morning and go and punch a hole in George's door. So they kicked me out. Yeah, they didn't want to renew my lease. So I mean, you know,
No, I'm so
it's
sorry
crazy.
to
It's a
hear
stupid,
that, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
fuck,
that-
man. Crazy story, most definitely, man. Yeah,
and
wow,
then that
wild shit,
brilliant
bro.
idea I had to take out that loan fucked my credit, so it's
Yeah.
like nearly impossible for me to get in anything, you know.
Yeah.
It's like around here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely was my fault. I was drinking. I showed my ass. You know, I fucking basically did a hate slur, or a
Yeah.
couple probably.
Yeah.
And woke everybody up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like they had no interest in giving me like an extension on my rent whenever that guy stole my money that was like staying there or whatever. I'm like, I tried to explain to him, like, he left me fucking bleeding on the roof. The hospital bill is like $1,800. And y'all can't like extend. They charged me like $100 in late fees for being a week late because I had to get the money back that the motherfucker stole from me. So anyway, the rental place, Rent Silva, can suck a dick. To be honest with you, they're a bunch of fucks. But this is a great cheap place.
I would just like to say,
if you're desperate.
as a residence building, I really enjoy Rent Silva.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I find their
yeah, you
their
find the
management
cockroaches
style-
and rats are
Yeah,
just fantastic.
Well, yes, very amenable.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have a friend.
Yeah. I'm glad to have a
I
friend.
like cheese, and so does the rat.
The pest problem, I'm sure, keeps you busy. Just with friends. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking shit. We might edit that out. I think we're live.
No,
But
we
No,
can't.
bro,
Anyway,
that's totally
anyway.
fine, bro.
Yeah.
This is what life is made of, bro. And these stories, man, dude, everybody goes through shit, and sometimes like bad shit happens, bro. Like, listen, man. The day I found out that my very first girlfriend, back then the love of my life, whom I also wanted to marry, has been cheating on me for 1.5 years, and I caught her red-handed one night, but I was already like, because like, the thing is, like, my thoughts and like the things I've already picked up in the energy were not like proving me wrong. I was paranoid for a reason, but because for some reason I felt and I knew if I'm going there, I think I'm gonna see or feel something that I don't want. So before that, or before I escalate like completely, I'm also gonna do a little bit of ecstasy.
Oh, good.
Like, yeah,
I love
yeah.
ecstasy.
But then at the end, long story short, man, walked up, found her at the party, man. Got into a fight with the guy. I was heartbroken, man. But I just then got the like validation of what is what, basically. And to make a long story short, the guy that I got into a fight with later on that night, that motherfucker who did that shit basically with her, punched me from behind the back.
Jesus.
Him and his crew, was immediately knockout, and I woke up a couple of hours later, stripped without my shoes, socks, jacket, mobile phone, keys, everything was
Yeah.
gone. And just a guy was over at me and like, sorry, and like tapped me on the shoulder, like grinning at me and laughing, saying, "Hey, don't you want to get up, man? You're laying next to my car." And I'm like, "What the fuck
Don't you wanna
is,
get up?
Jesus, what happened?" Like, man, and that was like, dude, that was one of the worst fucking nights of my life, man. Dude,
Jesus.
this was awful, bro. So, yeah, I get how shit can just go crazy sometimes,
Yeah.
and you do something like, out of reflex, or
Yeah.
you're a little bit too much into drugs or whatever,
Yeah.
then shit happens,
Yeah.
Shit happens, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all want to hear a little bit, I talk
Yeah.
about shit happening. I can tell y'all a little bit about my backstory
Yeah,
and,
please.
and like why I want to do comedy and stuff like that. But,
Yes, please, man.
I have this, one of my bits I do. I have this joke, and I'll kind of say the joke, not to really say the joke, but just kind of tell y'all some of my background, and then maybe like one of those topics if y'all want me to tell y'all the details about. But
Just run it.
I have this joke that I say I can kind of talk about pain, like Bubba from Forrest Gump talked about shrimp. I got child abuse pain. I got getting shot pain. I got abdominal surgery pain.
Yeah.
I got emergency appendectomy surgery pain. I got spinal fusion surgery pain.
Yeah.
I got torn nerve root pain. That's
Can we
about-
back up just a little?
Yeah.
Did you say you've been shot?
Yes.
Okay, that's by far the most interesting story. What? Please
Yeah.
do tell.
Oh,
So I like to say it this way. I like to kind of say on stage, I go, I got a question for y'all. Has anyone else ever forgotten that they've been shot? Because I have. And that's true. Like, I literally forgot I got shot. So when I was about 21, I was in a bad car wreck, which hurt my back. So I tell you that to tell you this, the first step is you go to the regular doctor, you get an x-ray. And so we, do the x-ray, and I'm in his office waiting. And I remember he opened up the door, And he looks at me and he goes, "Have you ever been shot before?" Now that should be a simple yes or no question, but I literally like had to think about it. I was like, okay. And quickly in my mind, I was like, well, let's see. I've been threatened with other guns. I've been beat within an inch of my life several times. I was kidnapped and taken to Mexico. Just all these different things. And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, oh yeah, I got shot. So I'll tell y'all quickly. When I was 9, I was living with my mom and my grandmother, and basically my mom worked, and so I was with my grandmother every day. And up the street in the neighborhood were some kids I knew, and there was one who was like an 11-year-old boy. And so we always like played with his pellet guns, right? And we would always like hunt birds. I'm a very literal person, so if you tell me we're hunting birds, even at 9 years old, I'm like, dude, I'm locked in. I'm like looking at the sky. So one day I had the rifle type, he had the pistol type. I was posted up by a tree, just playing around. He came up and he scared me. I jumped, the gun went off, it grazed his leg, like didn't break skin. He was fine, whatever. So we calmed him down. His mom helped him, whatever. So I went home. The next day came back, thought everything was fine. He hands me the pistol type. He's got the rifle type. I turn to walk away, and he goes, "Hey," and I turn around, and we're closer than we are right now. I was like maybe 2 feet away from him. And again, I'm 9 years old. So I turn around, and he's pumping the pellet gun. And he goes, "If I had my dad's 30-06, I'd blow your fucking ass away." And I literally remember thinking, like, interesting. Like, I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't run or anything.
Damn,
and he
bro.
shot me right here,
Damn,
right
bro.
above my heart.
Fuck.
And then I fell down, and then they did the exploratory surgery. They cut my abdomen open. What was funny
That
is-
must have been a hell of a job. I'm just kidding.
no, I was just a little kid.
Oh,
I hadn't got fat.
That was okay.
That was when I was going through my pain before I got fat. Before I tried to use food as my sadness blanket. But, but no, my grandmother told me later that after it happened, that his mom, came down with me in the car and knocked on my grandmother didn't drive or anything. But anyway, they knocked on my grandmother's door and they were like, "Hey," literally, they were like, "Hey, my son just shot your grandson. We're going to take him to the walk-in clinic." And she was like, "No, we're probably going to the hospital." So anyway, they cut me open. And then, what was that, like about 12 years later, that's when I found out the pellet's still in me. So the pellet is behind my heart.
Oh, it was a pellet.
Yeah, it's a pellet.
So
but
they cut you open
Damn.
and didn't even get the fucking pellet out?
Yeah, that's Arkansas for you. So.
Nice. I wonder what they charged your
Damn.
ass or your
Oh,
insurance company.
dude,
Like,
probably a ton of money. But,
yeah.
Wow.
Fucking idiots.
Damn.
yeah.
Bro. Wow.
Typical. Typical bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, but continue.
Life as it goes.
I didn't mean to
sometimes, huh?
slow you
Wow.
down, but
No,
that
no,
just
no.
sounded like
I
an interesting story.
I don't want to dominate the conversation. I was just going to tell
No,
y'all.
man, this is like fucking crazy, man. Interesting. And yeah, man, I get you. Wow, man. What a fucking asshole that kid has
Yeah.
been, man. Jesus
Pew, pew.
Christ. What a fucking asshole, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, kids can be monsters, demons, absolutely cruel fucks, man.
So
believe
can-
me.
so can
First 2
adults.
years of Germany, man, yeah, I've been like, took a while to get accustomed to those like people, but yeah, man. And you also said you got kidnapped and got to Mexico.
Yeah,
Bro,
so,
tell me about that, bro. That's extremely interesting, man.
Well, I had a very violent and crazy father. And,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all this to tell you. Well, he beat me from when I was a young kid until I was 16, and I can tell y'all any of those stories. But basically, what happened? I'll tell y'all this before he kidnapped me to Mexico. When I was 12,
Yeah.
I just started the 7th grade, and
Yeah.
I came home from school and I told
Yeah.
him that my stomach was hurting.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Go lay down," or whatever. And I was like, "Okay." So the next morning he came in to get me up for school, and I was
Yeah.
like, "I don't know, man. I'm not feeling well at all." And he's like, "Okay." This is how my dad was. He was as big as me. He was 6'6", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I was like, "I don't know, my stomach's hurting." He's like, "Okay, we're gonna play games. All
Yeah.
right, I see what you're gonna do. You want to be a little pussy. You just don't want to go to school." And I'm just looking at him like, I don't know. Like, my whole body's hurting.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Okay." So he leaves, and about 3 hours later, he opens the door. He goes, "You still hurting, you little bitch?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." And he throws a bag of prunes at me. And he's like, "That's probably what's wrong. You probably just need to take a big shit." And I'm like, "I don't know." So anyway, this goes on for like 2 weeks, and I had like a fever dream. All this other stuff happened. So anyway, my grandmother, who wasn't living with him at the time, what I learned later is he called her. I guess he was kind of telling her that the whole time that I just didn't want to go to school. And finally he told her, he's like, "Well, I don't know. He just won't eat, and he's acting like he's sick or whatever. He's just being a little bitch." And she said, "Okay, Toby, I'll tell you what, either you take him to the hospital or I'm going to call the sheriff." And he's like, "Whatever, fucking grandma's boy, always getting pampered and shit." So they took me to the hospital. Well, my appendix had ruptured. And when they did emergency surgery, I was 2 hours away from dying. So that happened. And then like about a year later, I was living back with my mom, and my dad came. He was in trouble with the law, and so they tricked me, and I don't even know why. Well, whatever, I don't know. But he tricked me into thinking I was going with him for the weekend. And they pull up, and it's a van. It's got my dad, my grandmother, my stepmom, who was only 8 years older than me, so she was like 21, and their 3 other kids, which were like 4 to 1.5 years old, and an old man my grandmother had married to get his railroad pension, who was 83 years old and had 1/4 of his bowel removed. And so they kidnapped me, and I'm like, well, they put me in the van, and I already know something's up, because I'm like, not everybody comes at one time. And they're like, well, we're going to go to Little Rock, Arkansas, and go to the zoo. And I'm like, we're not like a zoo-type family.
Yeah.
And so what had happened is my dad, unbeknownst to me, 2 weeks prior to this, had drunkenly fallen on my little 1.5-year-old brother and broken his legs.
Jesus.
And so why they kidnapped me was first to go to Little Rock Children's Hospital, and my dad got me out in the hall, and he goes, well, they're looking into me for like child abuse. I don't remember his exact words, but basically he was like, look, this board of directors is going to have a individual meeting with all the family, and if they find out that I did this, they're going to take the kids away. And then he looked at me and he goes, you're going to go in there, you're going to tell them that you dropped your brother out of the van, and if they don't believe you, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I was like, oh, well, watch this. I'm fixing to go in there and tell them. So I went in there and lied and said that I dropped him. And then about 6 weeks later, we were in Mexico, and the other reason they took me was basically to be the caretaker for the 83-year-old man. So I just like changed his diapers all the time and stuff, and was just like getting beat on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and,
man.
So good times. But
yeah,
again, a lot of
crazy,
material.
man. Crazy, man.
So
crazy, and there you have it again, man. And that's just so crazy to see how and that is what I just love about creativity and creative people in general, that especially about comedians that who have been through a lot of shit and eaten a lot of shit in life, that out of that pain, misery, they create something positive, something good, something for other people to enjoy and also feel good for the time they are at at that space and time where they're in front of a comedian. Comedy is just so important, man. And yeah, many big comedians have been through great struggles in their lives, right? So, and it's just so wonderful that this is also this side of life I love so much, that especially those types of people, and now I'm gonna say comedians for that example, who had a lot of pain in life and suffered, that they are, however, making something out of it, creating something positive and productive, and giving love to the world, giving love to people, giving them a relief of stress and problems, things
Markus
that
has a lot of
them.
love to give, by the way. He's a very loving guy. He's very, very sweet.
And what Caleb means is he hopes he'll give you that
Yeah, I
love.
hope you give me the love. No, I'm kidding. No, trust me, I'm confident.
Well, this is why I
happy
love
with our
comedy.
friendship.
This
Yeah,
is exactly why I love comedy, and that's why I have so much awe and respect, especially for Zeb, but for all of you, because man, dude, it had. I mean, for me also, life is not easy, but fuck, man, making something positive out of something negative and pursuing that, wanting to make something positive out of something negative, that is just so great. That is just the best, most healthiest mindset in my personal experience I can see. And it is great because it is something that will bring us forward. It is the only way that will bring us forward. That is basically evolution. I might say mental evolution. Progressing, becoming better, making peace and amends with, or one is in the process of making peace and amends with the past and coping with it in form of making jokes and other people laugh. And yeah, that is just something that I love so much. Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This has been
and I love your comedy, man. And I love
Zeb
your
is very
comedy.
funny.
Yeah, Zeb, I love your comedy. It's great. Yeah, I love it, bro. I love the spirit, and I love that you're pursuing it, man. All the more power to you, my friends. All the more power to you, man. And you as well, Caleb.
Thank you,
Don't
man.
look on your phone all the time, man.
Ben Williams is texting me. Could he swing by? Anton?
Ben Williams? Yeah, I would change places with Ben, man.
Well,
I
there's
would need to
another
get
setup over there.
I would need to get my laptop from DK to still get the whole footage, because me and George, by the way, the cameraman and producer here, co-producer of the show, has made great footage. We've been filming quite a couple of things for a comedy documentary that you guys can check out soon at Hulu. You will be informed when it officially drops. And yeah, before I go back home to Germany, I still gotta get all my material there. And yeah, man, yeah, most definitely. But yeah, and one thing I still want to add when we're talking about or progressing in life, about or evolution, quote unquote, what I touched on earlier, the whole process from negative to positive, and then with cycle of life, negative things happen again. So it's from positive to negative, but from negative to positive again, depending on how you go at life and what your mindset is. And today I met a really, really cool, well, I've met him 1 week ago at Creek in the Cave, and his name is Brandon. Brandon, shout out to Brandon on IG. His name is Bizarre Life. So that's BZARLIFE. Bizarre Life. Brandon. He's a cool dude, a cool guy, and he cut my hair today. And he talked about basically his whole motto and slogan for life, and gifted me basically this shirt, which is spelled evil, but from the other side, love. And the whole saying and the whole meaning of this shirt, what he basically conveyed, and he just told me that like before the podcast. Caleb was there as well, and it just like impressed me so much. So I got this from him. Bro, much love to you. Shout out Bizarre Life. And coming back to the slogan, it basically is evolution, you know, coming to terms with the shortcomings, with your own shortcomings, but also with the good things and your own personal situation, and being able to progress mentally, spiritually, and just progress onwards, forwards, that you do not stagnate, that you go through an evolution, and within that evolution, love and evil, good and bad, always plays a part in it, and it's what you make out of that, basically, energy sphere. So yeah, I really love that, and at least that is what the message I got from him. He's explained it to me a little bit more thoroughly and more clear, but yeah, I get the sentiment, and I just love that, and that is currently what we are all, Zeb, Caleb, are going through. Basically, Zeb came here to pursue his dreams, moved to Austin from February. You more or less as well, no, right? February
March.
this year? More or less close on close, right? Yeah. Because of your own. And I'm trying to flee Germany because of my own reasons.
Yeah.
So we're all basically here, coming from a place where we did not feel well loved, just in generally good anymore, to put it quite simple. And we are all coming here to pursue our dreams, and because the reason why I'm saying this is because exactly of the reason why I'm doing comedy. It's exactly the reason why I started my bit about Germany and shit, like, because I had my fair share of like also really shitty experiences with the German culture, or my father in that kind of sense. Also a lot of really crazy shit went down and all of that. So yeah, basically I also want to make fun out of it, shed light on it, and make something positive out of it, because in the end it is ridiculous, it is crazy, it is sometimes unfathomable how life can be. Your father giving you drugs, like, you know, dude, like, really gonna touch on that subject first a little bit. My father was like a coke addict for I don't know how many years, and later on when I was like 19 or 20 years old, it kind of, because I've never really had access, like a good relationship to my own father, because he was never really interested in me, just in his work, because like he is that type of guy. What he did, however, love was drugs. So at some point when you notice I started smoking weed and getting a little bit into that party scene, and me also noticing he's taking shit, me getting older and noticing what is actually the reason why he's sometimes so twitchy or so hyper aggressive, and from one second to another loses his mind and just slaps with the hand on the and you as a kid you cower.
You're a little bit like that too. You scare me sometimes.
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
Hey man,
it's the German,
or
whatever.
I'm working on it. So
no,
and all of that shit, but basically the point I'm trying to get to is, man, we all got material and stuff that was negative in our life, but we want to make something funny, something positive out of it, because we also because I think as comedians we find fulfillment and joy in making other people laugh and happy and relief of their stress for the time they're here. And when Zeb, Caleb, or I, or any other one for that matter, is able to do that for these 5, or in Tony's show, 1 minute, even if it's a couple of seconds, that's already good enough, man. That makes one happy, man. And you go from there.
Yeah.
Or
well
am I wrong?
No,
what do you think,
right.
Zeb?
Absolutely. Zeb?
No, comedy saved my life. So
yeah.
I will say this to be sensitive in the Austin community. This week, we sadly lost one of our regional
Nick
comedians.
Roche. Yeah.
Today,
I was going
to
to
suicide, and so I wanted to say that before I say this, because I was when I decided to come here, I was literally 2 days away from wrapping it up, because I say that because I've just been in like I said, there's other things too, but all I've ever known is pain. I mean, I'm in pain every day, physically and stuff, and so I got to a point where I couldn't take it, and then I basically was down I was going to ask 2 friends if they would give me a ride to Austin and then co-sign my lease for this place, and if they were going to say no, then I was just going to be done. And then fortunately, one of them said yes, and then I got down here, and then obviously I got on Kill Tony, it went all right or whatever, but that feeling, I don't know, just eliciting a laugh from somebody, I can't explain what it does, and it'll just carry you through, and I mean, it's still I'm dealing with some mental health issues and different things like that, but it's amazing now, because I have a few recordings, thankfully, where people have laughed at what I was saying, and so I'll just play that, and I'm because I'll tell y'all how crazy I am. I deal with some post-traumatic stress syndrome stuff, and I don't know, 3 months ago, I think it was about 3 months ago, I was at Roscoe's Comedy Club, and I was fixing to go on. I've been dealing with, sometimes I get in this mode where I'm real jumpy, and it goes on for a couple of weeks, and so I was in that, and then right before I was supposed to get on stage, my whole body goes cold, and you go back to a traumatic place. It just happens, and I'm like, oh fuck, and so now I'm freaking the fuck out, and I tell myself, I'm like, well, you're still getting on stage, and so there's two people, there's the comedian, and I'm freaking out, and I have the video recording of that, and on stage, one thing I do to cope is I'll start rocking back and forth, and you can see my hands doing weird movements, but out of my voice, I'm still doing joke structure, and I'm still doing pacing. And as soon as I got off stage, I told myself, I was like, well, you just fucked that up, you fucking ignorant bastard. I was like, you just fucking bombed. So anyway, I made myself go to another mic at Creek in the Cave. And then later on that night, I got home, and I was like, well, let's watch this bullshit. So I pull it up, and all the way through the set, people are laughing. But I don't see that at all. That's how insane I am, because I'm so negative towards myself. But just to have those recordings, and like you said, it's also about knowing that you're causing others to have joy, but it's so helpful for your pain too.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Healing you,
Right.
Yeah, because we see that as a source to heal ourselves as well, man. That's why we do it.
Well, a lot of us need acceptance, right? Yeah. And so even if I don't talk to these people and get to know them, their laughter is because it's so crazy, and I think a lot of comedians go through this. You can get on stage, and you can be personable, and you can be hilarious, and then when you get off stage, though, it's sometimes you don't even want to be around people because you're dealing with all your feelings and everything. So you get that adulation on stage because you can't, in social setting, seriously, even right now, I'll walk in, there's a big crowd or whatever, when we're all hanging out, and Caleb knows I sit in the back all the time, partly because of my chair, but mostly because I'm scared to death to interact with everybody, because I just automatically think everyone hates me. But then it's when it's time.
I kind of have that syndrome as well. Often, yeah.
Right.
But nobody hates you, Zeb.
No.
You're not.
I like you a lot, Zeb. I like you a lot, man.
I like
really.
you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're definitely not in anybody's face or
No,
giving
dude,
anybody any shit. So,
But I
don't
get
think
that.
anybody has a
Man,
problem with
but
you.
you need to take into and that's the thing. Like, hey, we all got hot. The things that happen, the things that have happened in the past had some type of still like after effect on us, like
Sure.
still cause from insecure. Hey, I get that, bro. I got that as well, still. But
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
least I can and say I know it is that way, or I'm thinking or feeling that way because these and that things happened in the past, or while I was a child that made for a sad impression, or like thought, or the first 2 years in Germany where life on, bro, I got bullied so hard in school.
Yeah.
So, bro, there was every day before school, I
Same.
cried. I was so scared of the kids there. I was so scared of the teachers. Dude, I hated it, man. It was
Yeah.
awful. It was so tormenting for me, man. Never have I ever in my life met so many like toxic. Because my father thought it was important in a fucking Catholic school, brother.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking
I can't
Catholic
imagine
school,
that for
man.
you. Jesus.
Christ. And these fucking hypocrites before every lesson stand up and pray to God and all of that, and more or less soon after in the lesson already start like picking on you or like making fun of what you said in the school, even teachers and like,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, you can't imagine. Is it like, yeah, fuck. Yeah, well, anyways, man. So
Yeah, I would feel sorry for you, but I grew up the fat gay kid in a small fucking Georgia town. So,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
I got
bro,
my
I'm
fair
just
share of
saying,
shit.
man.
Thank
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I know how it goes, man. Yeah. No, all good, man. All good. But yeah, we go through these things, and coming back to the thing regarding evolution, man. This is what we try. We don't want to get stuck in one place. We don't want to remain in that same spot because, like, there's more to life than just that. There's more to life than just sooling yourself in the misery the whole time, and
Sure,
everything's
yeah.
just shit and this and that, and
Doesn't do
because-
much good to wallow.
No,
in
we
misery.
don't want, because deep in us we don't want that. No, we don't want that. That's why we fight. We go after our dreams, trying to get out there, making people laugh, making them rejoice on the moment, or giving them perhaps a new sight. I mean, comedy is also like really thought-provoking, and I would say mind expanding even for that matter.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just not like fart jokes and this dick
Right.
and that.
There
no.
are a lot of fart and dick
No.
jokes, though, by the way.
Yeah,
There are plenty of fart and dick jokes.
But still, yeah, man. Like, and yeah, this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The comedy that actually happens inside the mothership is way different than the shit that happens outside of the mothership. Just because it's so locked down, it's a cancel-proof whatever.
Right, right.
They worked really hard to make sure that the comics can say whatever the fuck they want to, and that really shows. Like that, people say the wildest shit, and it's all very relatable. Tony Hinchcliffe, goddammit. I mean, Kill Tony's one thing, but his fucking stand-up is hilarious.
Right.
Tony's one of the funniest comics ever. And fucking Derek Poston, William Montgomery. There's just so many fucking murderers that regular that place. It's something like, it's hard to experience comedy like that outside of the mothership.
Right.
But when I've been in there a couple times and I almost had to leave on a stretcher. Like I was in physical pain
Right.
from laughing so hard. I mean, I was just dying for them to like stop so I could breathe for a second. I'm like, please just let me fucking breathe.
Yeah.
I've never laughed so hard.
That's great. That's lovely, man. That's so cool, man.
So yeah, what happens in there is unlike anything else.
Yeah.
There's still the creek in the cave. That again is very
Yeah.
unique. That it's its own thing. An amazing hang.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Shout out to
stage.
Creek in the Cave
Shout
as
out
well.
to Creek in the
Shout out to
Cave.
Creek in the Cave, man. Cool hanging spot.
Yeah.
And just for information, there is neither a creek nor a cave.
Yeah.
There is no creek or cave there.
Just to let y'all know.
There is a giant dead bear though.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. It's stuffed bear, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember right at the beginning, at the entrance inside, right?
Sometimes they put it on the stage too.
Yeah, that was actually modeled after a picture of me when I was
yeah,
fishing.
back
so.
in your modeling days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back when I
Just
was
because I'm a bear.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, but it's so fun, and I'm really glad you got to experience it. You got lucky with the mothership ticket drops, and
Man, I was happy that I got to see Joe Rogan live once, man. That that really meant a lot, because literally you gotta imagine myself, I've been watching you guys, like metaphorically speaking, your culture, you comedians, the whole thing, like through YouTube the whole last couple of years, and especially with Kill Tony, man, and like be also especially during the hard, bro. Coming back to why comedy is also so important for me, like in these 2 years where I've been working in a foster home for hard to raise and neglected children, I saw like shit went down, bro. Like shit went down, just to say it like that, bro. Like you can't imagine. Yes, you can. You can like it can get really, really hard. Let's just phrase it that way. So to come to the point, comedy was basically my only relief, coping mechanism in the short breaks or while I was in the bathroom taking a shit. Always, whatever, Kill Tone, you fucking name it, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I, wow, man, I was like always trying to teleport myself mentally to this place, into this energy. Because I said, man, everything, not only just because of like the things happen at work, but also the weather, like the area, like not having people who love to do stuff like this, creating, making fun, making jokes, having a laugh, man. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. The people in Germany are so shut in their ways, man, and so and robots, and just follow the system, don't question authority.
Ooh, that got y'all in trouble one
bro,
time. Jesus
man,
Christ,
yeah.
you think y'all would have learned.
And I just want to get out of this fucking place, man. I can't anymore. I can't. I'm going nuts. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's why half a year. As God is my witness, half a year I'm gonna speak this into existence. Half a year I'll be here, man. Fuck yeah.
Half a year he will
Fuck
be
yeah,
here.
man. Fuck yeah, I'll return. Gotta handle my shit in Germany. A couple of things still to do, but yeah, then I'll move out here.
Maybe you'll get some mood stabilizers. Just balance you out just a little before you come out. I'm just kidding.
The impulsive German, huh?
Yeah, very impulsive, fucking
Yeah.
rowdy as hell. But we've had a great time. I've been attached to his hips for 3 weeks straight. I mean, I barely left his side. He's just fun.
You would have
He's
wished
so
that I would
funny.
do it. You would have wished probably that I would have done the prison break thing, right?
I
Yeah,
do,
that's
yeah.
what you wish,
I'll
right?
just
That you just walk in.
Walk around with your pockets. Yeah, that would be ideal. I do have an affinity for good-looking European guys. So Tahar, shout out to also Tahar and Levo from Estonia. They left right before he got here, and I was fucking head over heels for Tahar too. But I love it. The comedy scene brings so many people from so many places. I mean, it's every week we're meeting somebody cool from somewhere fucking awesome,
You got the most diverse upbringings, most
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
The most diverse, crazy, multi-dimensional upbringings and background stories you can find from comedians.
Right.
Comedians are special people, I would say. I love them. They are the people that want to do all of the stuff basically I've been talking about, making something positive out of something negative, provoking thoughts, expanding minds, or just relieving pain, stress, all of that. So yeah, there are special people, you can go other routes, of course, but this is what lies in their nature, and that's what I love. Yeah, man.
That's
So,
what I love.
yeah.
Also.
And what is about with Ben, man? Did he want to come over yet
He's
still? Or?
so fucking flaky. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I said, "Do you want to come?" And then he said, "It took him 10 minutes to write back." He said, "You still want me to come?" I said, "Yeah, just let me know when you get here." So I don't know. We're waiting.
Okay.
I did want to throw him on here. I've been trying to get him all day.
All good, man.
You,
All
said,
good.
you guys still have 1 hour. The stage manager said that you guys have until 10 because we started late. We ran out late.
Well, I don't know if
You guys are good.
we have enough shit to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just Anunnaki.
We can talk about some stuff. It's
Oh,
up
the
to y'all.
Anunnaki. I don't really know too much about the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki, yeah.
No, ancient aliens.
Yeah, basically, I can cut. Fine, if you want to have the Anunnaki mentioned one time, no problem. Joe Rogan and other people also already talked about that thing quite a lot. So basically, what it comes down to is, or as far as I understand the gist of it, we are supposed to be genetic enhanced.
Aliens?
That aliens, beings from outer space, basically came down to Earth and genetically enhanced, modified the human we know today.
I mean, I've heard crazier shit. Like Christianity.
That's what I
No, I'm
understood.
kidding.
If you were like they coming with all of these other different backgrounds, that's what it comes down to. That there were these beings, celestial, whatever have you, and they have created the life force we are calling humans nowadays. So
And that explains the huge increase in what?
like the brain size,
basically,
intelligence, and all of
They're
that.
able
That's
to-
why I say
Okay.
that scientists still cannot explain that fucking big gap, like in
Right,
how
right.
fast the process was speed up in evolution, and that now this theory, or coming back to that story, implies that it's perhaps because of that. And now one may also say, dude, it's interesting, man. Hey, in the
Sounds a
end,
little
in
L.
the
Ron
end,
Hubbard to
in
me.
the end, we can't really know.
Yeah.
Well, you can only believe,
Yeah.
make up your own theory, and
Sure.
that will be that. That will be that. So it's interesting. It's it's crazy. But hey, man, what is not crazy in life? Life itself is crazy. That we get to live, exist, breathe, see colors, man. Imagination, fantasy. When you sleep with dreams, except the nightmares, man. The nightmarish part, like good
Yeah.
dreams, or like whatever, man. There are some cool ones of those as well in your life. Like, hey, it's like you're your own PlayStation 5, basically, right? You're
Yeah.
your own
Basically.
graphic card. So
Yeah, life is
whatever
a
will you make
simulation.
out of it, how much you try to keep that intact. Yeah, I think the more of a, for yourself, for your own sake, more of a fulfilled life you will have, you know?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what we
absolutely.
at least all strive for, right? That's why we do what we do, right? Because we want to fulfill ourselves. So yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not sure what the fuck makes me do what I'm doing, but we just keep trucking, you know. Right, Zeb? We
Yeah.
just keep fucking trucking. There's always a goddamn pizza mic going on for me.
That's
to
right,
get to,
Rapolo's. Every
Shout out again
Friday.
to Rapolo's every Tuesday, Friday, Sunday.
At what time? At what time?
9 p.m. on Tuesday, Friday. It's 6:30 on Sunday.
Good.
Is there a website for that?
Rapolo's _comedy on Instagram would probably be the best way to keep track of us. Also,
Check that out, everybody.
Caleb-
Check that out.
Caleb _Silvers _ you can follow us or follow that shit there.
Yeah.
Markus
Oh.
_ Sirocco.
Also, yeah.
Sirocco.
You're just looking for
Yeah,
excuses.
yeah, I just
again,
wanted to
right?
touch
I
it.
know, you motherfucker. Forget that, man. That's not important, man.
Yeah, you know.
It's not a comedy. I don't got a comedy Instagram channel, anyways.
He is a great follow.
I'm leaning towards comedy most definitely, but I still have like real comedy content to produce. But like I got a normal private Instagram account. Who wants to follow can. It's _ Carioca. Gonna say it in English. Carioca with CARIOCA __. The reason why Carioca, it's a Portuguese word for basically somebody who comes from Rio de Janeiro, has that type of mentality and way to go at life, talk and interact with people. And why? Because back then, or how I grew up in Brazil for 5 years, from the age from 5 until 10, because my father needed to work there back in the days, because his workplace stationed him there, to phrase it that way. And I basically grew up in the Brazilian culture, to whom I feel very strong affinity towards, to up until this day. I would say that in my mind or in my heart or just in my attitude, I am more similar to a Brazilian than to a German, or even to we're all Americans, so but let me say that I'm more Brazilian than I'm German, or at least I'm feeling that kind of way. So this is basically my tattoo. Carioca para sempre, carioca de coração, e vocês sabem, Brasil é pentacampeão do mundo. Fica ligado, galera. Isso aí.
Okay.
All
That's
good.
enough of that shit. Thank you.
Thank you. And man, this was great, Zeb, bro. This was such a great talk with you, bro. And your background story and everything, man. This is amazing. This has been really a trip, man. This has been a grandeur, and still is. And I'm so happy that you are here, bro, and that you're pursuing comedy, man, that you keep on doing what you're doing, man. And I got mad love for you, bro, really.
Yes.
I got mad, man, really, bro. I appreciate you so much, Zeb. It was so cool doing this with you, bro.
You know I'm a big fan, Zeb.
Yeah.
I always have.
Follow Zeb on Zeb. Tell him your IG, where they
Instagram
can
plug.
find you.
I do what I want. No, I'm joking.
Uh-huh.
Mine's kind of weird. So my full name is Zebulon, Zebulon, and so my Instagram is Zebulon of the Galaxy. So, because I'm an alien.
Yeah, we
I
know.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Zebulon
Cool,
of the
man.
Galaxy.
Cool. Yeah, has also like a Star Trek, Star Wars type of flair
Right.
to it. You know, that's what I love about it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what somebody told me. The new, how you say it, Ashaka, the
Yeah.
new Disney Plus
Yeah.
Star Wars. I guess there is a
Yeah,
character in there.
I
named-
heard, man. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a character in there named Zeb. So
Oh, wow.
Hey, all
Fits.
right, I'll check that out
So
most
cool.
definitely, man.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, no, this was fun, man. It was good to see you. Wasn't that the first?
Can you ask him about his appearance at Kill Tony?
We already talked
We
about
already
it.
did that, my friend. Yeah, you just missed it. All good.
Yeah.
Good. All good. Yeah.
You were
Well,
fucking
as you
with
were
the cameras
saying,
after
Zeb,
we started recording.
as you were saying, Zeb,
George.
No, I was saying, wasn't it the other night at Rapolo's that you went up on stage for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to see that. That was good. You had a lot of charisma.
Thank you.
And then his Mothership thing was only the second time he's been on stage, and it was fucking great. Like I didn't see
Nice.
it, but I
Heard about it.
yeah, I
Thank you, man.
I kind of helped him work out his Kill Tony minute a little bit,
Yeah,
just
that's
trim up
true.
some fat. and
That's
work on-
true. Thank you.
And then so he
That's
had a
true,
great
you
little
did, man.
tight 1
Yeah.
minute, and then
Yeah.
sort of just another
Yeah.
little story at the end.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it went, I'm sure it
Thank
went
you,
really
man.
well. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's cool.
But he had a solid tight little minute. So, but you know, all of a sudden he needed 3. So I was like, you can drag that last thing out about Ava von Braun or whatever. But yeah, he's had a great time. He's showed me a fucking blast. We've done all the drugs, every drug.
Nice.
Shrooms, acid, DMT, weed, obviously. We've stayed drinking. I did ketamine for the first time.
was the
Yeah.
most shitty thing about all of that, bro.
Yeah,
Ketamine is not for me, man.
fucked. That shit's
Fuck that
wild.
shit. No,
Yeah.
man, really.
That is like a high like I've never. That
No,
was,
that
I
is
felt like I
like-
like huffed gas and was wasted and fucking.
Oh, wow.
It yeah, it was a lot of.
It feels like your system is shutting down slowly,
Basically,
like,
yeah.
and that's like what the feeling I don't like, man.
Kind of feels like you're on every drug at the same time. Like ketamine is
It
wild.
must be nice to feel something. Kayla probably knows this from some of my sets, but because of my chronic pain and I don't know what else, maybe it's my makeup, but I can't get high. So it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
fuck.
Like
Yeah.
nothing works. Opioids don't work. Weed, mushrooms, alcohol.
Fuck.
Nothing
Yeah.
works. It's so stupid. So y'all are. Everybody talks about that. Oh, we
Yeah.
did this and that. And it
Yeah.
felt like this, and I'm like, great. That's awesome.
man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's so
Congratulations.
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh man, bro, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Fuck.
for I'm sorry for your face. No,
Yeah.
that's so stupid.
Please. I'm sorry for my face. Marcus is a gorgeous man. Okay, are we? I don't know what the fuck's going on with Ben. But
good, bro.
I absolutely have got to piss.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
man,
guess,
I think we got a good hour together, man. This was
Okay,
really
cool.
nice for the very first episode, and there will be most definitely more to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
There will be most definitely more to come. It's all a work in progress, guys. It's
And in the future, Marcus is going to learn how not to hit everything in his
Everything
way all
over and
the
over.
time.
Yeah.
unbelievable, guys. I tell you, ADHD is real, man. ADHD is real. It's unbelievable.
I'm just messing with you.
All good.
But yeah, George, I guess if it's okay, we'll go ahead and call it.
Hey, and everybody who's watched this, thank you so much, man. I hope you
Thank you,
guys
thank you.
stick around for what Zeb and Caleb and George will keep on doing. I'll be gone for half a year, but hey, in half a year I'll be back, and then hopefully we all get to do this more together. I really enjoyed this, and just see where it takes us. But in the meanwhile, please support this channel, support Caleb, support Zeb, support George, and
support Rapolo's.
yes, and
Awesome.
support
Excellent
Rapolo's, the open mic at
Excellent pizza.
Rapolo's. And yeah, Zeb, what clubs do you hit like regularly? Where can people watch you? Where can people check you out?
Just hitting all the open mics, Creek in the Cave,
Good.
Roscoe's. So yeah, I'm just on the open mic circuit.
Okay.
He's always at Kill Tony Monday at Shakespeare's
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
signing up for Kill Tony.
Signing up.
And, yeah.
That in itself is just such a fucking family oriented thing. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
you know, ever since it came to the Mothership, there's just been a building. Group of people who go there every Monday, and it's really like tight knit as fuck. Well, you know, Karen, I'm such a fan of
Yep.
Karen Jones, even though she's a crazy bitch. I love her
Right.
so much. And she always makes cookies, fucking deviled eggs, like, you know, she's always throwing something together. I always look forward to Mondays. But Anyway, I guess that's it for
Yeah.
this episode of What's Up Austin. Markus Matussek, thank you so much, dude.
No problem, man.
You
Thank
showed
you
me a great
guys,
time.
man. This would have not been possible without all of you. So
I've had
yeah,
so much fun with you. Zeb
it was great with you.
Zeb,
Thank
it's
you all.
always a pleasure.
Thank you all,
Yeah, man,
man.
this was fun.
Another
Thank you
shout out
all.
to Anton Studios.
Yes,
George Anton,
exactly. John and George, man.
John and George.
Shout out
For the awesome
to
setup.
John and George.
John and George.
The
And
producers.
also, if you like this and you want to be part of it, we also have $39 tickets for
That's
each.
right. That's right.
You can pay $39.
Yeah.
And book your own little
Exactly.
seat
Yeah.
at the podcast.
That's how we did it.
that's
how
we
we did
did it.
this. So if y'all
so
guys want that as well,
make it
that
come
same
together.
cool experience
Yeah.
with cool people, especially George, man, he really knows what to do, man. He's
George is a
behind
great
there the whole
producer.
fucking time, man, like working the table and everything, bro. All the programs and the cameras, man.
He's a great director.
Yeah.
He has a shit ton
Yes.
of equipment.
Fuck
and,
yeah,
you know,
man.
so
Fuck yeah, man.
$39
Cool
a
guy,
ticket.
good energy. So yeah, most definitely check that out.
Check
most
that out.
definitely
I'm
check
sure.
that out.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he can put a link on the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
But
Right down below in here.
Right down below.
Bing, 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 bing.
For everybody wanting to chase their dreams, I'd say go for it. And as Zach Galifianakis
Exactly.
said on Saturday Night Live, he said, "Keep reaching for the stars because they don't
Exactly.
have arms to reach for you."
All right.
So
That was beautiful, Zeb.
That's
Great
lovely
way to
said.
leave
That's
it.
great. I love that. Yeah,
Great way to leave it.
exactly. Exactly.
Hey,
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard
heard
that. Better mesmerize it. Follow your dreams, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Germany. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it for this episode,
All right,
guys.
man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, all
And
right.
hopefully there's plenty more to come.
Peace.
Thank you.
Take care,
Thank
y'all.
you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye. Peace.